Standard 9 Maths Chapter 1 Number System. Hello everyone, in this video we will study what are real numbers. So far up in previous video we have discussed what were rational numbers, what were irrational number, why a number is classified as an irrational number and so on. So we have discussed also one exercise 1.1, exercise 1.2 and exercise 1.3. So before going to topics like successive magnification and all that, we will study what are real numbers and what are their different properties. So what is real number? A real number is that particular number whose square is always positive value. Okay, so in short, if I have to understand, real number consists of rational numbers, and irrational. So far we have discussed rational and irrational both. So these both numbers, they will together make up to form real numbers. So real numbers will consist of rational and irrational number, and these are numbers whose square is a positive value or a positive integer, or you can say it should be square of that particular number should be non-negative. Now we see on number line there is 0, their positive value, such that -1, -2, as I have explained earlier. So whenever we have take any number, whenever we choose a particular number, suppose if you are taking -2, so in order to this a real number, it should be square of this number should be a positive integer. When we calculate the square of -2, it will be 4, and 4 is a positive integer. So number whose square is non-negative or whose square is a positive value. Even suppose in last video we have seen that all the numbers who are not perfect squares, or which are not having a perfect square value, like √2, √3, √5, so on, these were terms and irrational number. Even when we take square of these number, that is square of √2, so it comes out to be a positive value or a non-negative number. So real numbers are those numbers whose squares are non-negative value, and it consists of rational as well as irrational numbers. Now one more thing, is that it is called completeness property. What is completeness property is, this is completeness property. It states that every point on a number line, every point on a number line, it corresponds to a unique real number. If we take any point randomly, or if we pick any point, it will correspond to a specific or a unique real number. Okay, this is one completeness theory. Next is density property. So completeness property says that every point on number line corresponds to a unique real number. Now second is density property. Density property. Density property says that if we are taking a number line and we are taking two real numbers, suppose we are taking 1, 2. You can take any number. You can take √2 and √3, √2 and √5. Any number you can pick. Between any two real number, there are infinitely many real numbers. See, if you are taking √2 and √3, so between √2 and √3, there are infinitely many real number possible, or real numbers are existing. So this was all about what are real numbers, what are the two properties of real numbers. Now we will see addition and multiplication property of real numbers. These are very easy. Most of the properties you have studied in previous classes. So we will just go through them once. So first we will discuss addition property. What are the different properties, like you have studied commutation, association or distributivity? What are these type of properties? So addition property of real numbers. Clear? So this is the addition property of real numbers. Clear? So first is closure property. First is so what does this closure property says? It says when we add two real numbers, the resultant will always be a real number. It cannot be some imaginary number or some number which cannot be represented on a number line. So it states that addition of or sum of two real numbers will always be a real number. Second property is associative property. Associative property. Clear? So associative property says that basically generalized form is if A, B, C are three real numbers, or you can take any number. These are just the purpose for representation. You can take X, Y, Z. You can say P, Q, R, any number. If A, B, C are three real number, so we can rewrite or rearrange in this way or any suitable way. So result will not be affected. Okay. Next is commutative property. Commutative, or you can say commutative property or commutative law. So if A and B are two real numbers, so it will follow that A plus B will be same as B plus A. Okay, sequence of addition will not hamper the result. Resultant will be same in both cases. So these were three properties: closure, associative, commutative law. One is existence of additive identity. Existence of additive identity. Fourth is existence of additive identity. Now, what is additive identity? Suppose we are taking a number A. You can take any variable, so it's up to you. We are taking A. So additive identity for this real number A will be that particular number which upon addition to this number, which when we add this to this number, result will be same. Suppose what can be the additive identity of A, so that when we add that particular number to A, result will be same. Okay, suppose if I am taking this additive identity to be B, if I am representing this additive identity as B. Now if I am adding B to A, so our result should be equal to A. So this is additive identity. So what from here, what will be the value of B? We will shift this B to this and will become 0. So 0 is the additive identity of any real number. It means that when we add 0 to some particular real number, answer will be the same as the real number. It will not be changed. So 0 is the additive identity of all real numbers. Now, fourth is existence of additive inverse. Existence of additive inverse. Okay, this is fifth. So as in case of addition it was the result was same, and in case of additive inverse, so if I'm taking a value a, okay, a is a real number and we are representing this additive inverse as b, so b is that number which when added to a, which when added to a will give us 0 as result. So additive inverse is that of a real number is that particular number which when added to original number will give the result as 0. So from here what will be the value of this b, which is the additive inverse? So it will be 0 minus a, or we can simply write as minus a. So how we can conclude? Additive inverse of a real number is the negative of that number. Okay. If I'm talking about the additive inverse of 5, it will be minus 5. If I'm talking about the additive inverse of 6, it will be minus 6. Because when we add 6 and minus 6, the resultant will be 0. So this is the additive inverse. Okay, if I'm talking about additive inverse of minus 9, so it will be plus 9. So it is just the negative of that number or the same number with opposite sign. If it is positive, the additive inverse will be minus, and if the number is minus, additive inverse will be positive. So this is the additive inverse. Now these are there are multiplication properties of real number. Multiplication properties of real number. Okay, they are multiplication properties of real number. So first is closure property, as we studied in case of additive addition properties, closure law, or you can say closure property. So what is closure law? It states that multiplication or the product of two real number will always be a real number. It cannot be some imaginary number. So it was same as that case is in case of addition law. So second is associative law. It was same associative law. We can rearrange in any way. Associative law was if you are A, B, C are three real numbers. So A into B into C will be same as A into. So we can rearrange them as per our need, as per our suitability. So this is associative law. Third is, it is basically this property is being utilized when we are multiplying and we have to ease our calculation. This basically rearranging of numbers are done in that particular case. Third is commutative law. Commutative law. So it is if A and B are two real numbers, so A into B will be same as B into A. Their regrouping or their grouping of sequence of grouping in multiplication will not alter the result. So these were three law, and the fourth is multiplicative identity. Here we have distribution law also. Okay, we'll study it later. Existence of multiplicative identity. So we have a real number A and multiplicative identity. Again, if you are representing b, so multiplicative identity of any real number is that particular number which when multiplied to this number will produce the same result. In case of addition, we have also seen in case of additive identity we have taken same result. So what can be multiplied to a if we need the same value as a? So obviously, so this if we are multiplying b with that, so what will the value of b from here? It will be a upon a, or it is 1. So 1 is a multiplicative identity of all real number. It means that when we multiply any real number by 1, we will get the same result. Clear? Now next is multiplicative inverse. As it was in case of addition, it is multiplicative inverse. So it is similar to that. Multiplicative inverse of a real number is that number which when being multiplied to the real number, we will get the answer as 1. Suppose if we are real number a, we have to multiply it by such number in order to get 1 as the answer. If we multiplied it by a 1 upon a, so answer will be 1. So multiplicative inverse of any real number is always a reciprocal of that same particular number. For example, if I am asking multiplicative inverse of 17, it will be 1 upon 70. Sign has nothing to do with this. If I am talking minus 70, so its multiplicative inverse will be minus 1 upon 70. It's just we have to take the reverse. If I am taking additive multiplicative inverse of 1 upon 90, it will be 19. We have to just reciprocate the thing. Now one more property is there, this distributive law. It is simple since you have studied all this thing. This is 6. Distributive law. A, B and C are 3 real numbers and here there is no sign, so we assume that it is a sign of multiplication. So what we do, first we multiply A with B and add, and then we multiply A with C and we just add that. So what is mean that this multiplication is being distributed over addition. Similarly, we can do it for subtraction. Is AB minus AC. So this is just the answer in both the sides will be same. So this is the distributive law of. So we have discussed the property of real number. Now we will see there is existence of root x for a given positive real number x. So we will discuss this topic in our next video. Thank you.